What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Casper Chronicles. It's your boy Casper, and today we have an updated Phantom Knight deck profile for you. I'm pretty sure by this point everyone has seen their own, other people's builds of, the PK with the Brave engine, the DPE engine, DPE Scythe. Like, this deck did not get touched at all, giving it its time to shine. Well, I guess technically it got hit with Fusion Destiny going to 2, but I mean, aside from that, it really didn't get touched. But seeing everyone's take on it, I wanted to share my take on it with you, and like, let me know what you think. Yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, of course, the traditional here. We're gonna slide this over a little bit here. The traditional PK lineup: 3 Torn Scales, 3 Boots, 2 Cloak, one glove, one gloves, 1 Greaves. I do see a lot, quite a bit of people were cutting this, and I mean it's okay, but there are times where it definitely does come up because now when you play the Brave engine and your normal summon effects should turn on, like Torn Scales and stuff, and we don't have Tour Guide anymore. Well, I mean, you can play Tour Guide, but like with the normal summon effects with the Brave engine, like you need to have more extenders and more ways to play, and a way to put this in the grave is fine. Like, heck, if you gotta use an extender and normal summon this, sure, it gets it in the grave, get some PKs out of your hand, so on and so forth. The only thing that this deck really loses to is Lancia, and it sucks. Well, I guess an Ogre if you Ogre Fateful Adventure, but that's a whole nother demon, right? But I'm not going to cover too much more of this. It's the standard lineup for PK. For the Brave engine, for the monsters of the Brave engine, the 3 Enchantress, the 1 Griffin. I never get to bring this out because the Ogre, the Fateful Adventure always gets ogred. Everyone's kind of learned. Unless you have the called by, and then it feels good. You can bring this out. Sure. But 3 Enchantress, you can banish it from hand or grave to, search the Rite of Aramesia, however the hell you say that name, right? And you can also, if you control the adventure token, you can special it so it can be inadvertently become an extender. Another keynote, you can definitely dump this off of Cherubini, so you even have access to it if you don't open it. So you open this and right, cool, and you need like follow up, or you open Griffin but no way to write, but you can get to Cherubini, cool, you can send this to the grave and get access to your Omni Negate that way. Yeah. For extenders, all we play Junk Forward and Wielder, and believe it or not, I still play the BA Graph and Seer. Obviously, with no Tour Guide, it's a little bit more difficult, but with the other extenders and like the pseudo extenders in the Brave engine, like you still have a way to get to Cherubini. But if you don't open 3 extenders, or like multiple ways to get 3 monsters on the board or what have you, right? Or any way to get to link climb into Bardiche without using your token or whatever from the Brave engine, then I mean you're kind of stuck. This engine is great. It really sucks when you have to when you open these, but I mean, if you open this, it's all right. If you open this, it's really awkward, but this is all right. If you control no spells or traps, you could special this, and if you have Cherubini, you can special this. Cool, link them off to Bardiche. Graph will search Seer, will summon Seer. Seer will auto die, and then you can just bring out Cherubini that way. However, in that you play more into Nibiru. But if you have your Omni Negate up, it really doesn't matter. at that point. You know, it's a roundabout way to get to Cherubini, and I do really like this engine a lot. I mean, with Tour Guide gone, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's very functional. You know, Wielder, just an E-Telly target, and Drunk Forward, it's a free special. You'd be kind of dumb not to play it. Kind of dumb's a little mean. I apologize. You know, if it's free. Rhoda, it's free. But keep moving, right? I gotta say, everyone's favorite but not favorite package, the DP package with the scythe. I don't know why Konami let this slide. You know, like, this deck is quite really powerful without the scythe lock. But I mean, if it's not banned, we're obviously gonna play it. Let's just put that out there. We're gonna play it, right? So what's wild? The only hand trap I play is 3 Ogre. Now, it's in here for a couple of reasons. You know, obviously it's an interruption for Fateful Adventure from my opponent. Apparently, as everybody's playing the Brave engine now. But it's also an E-Telly target, right? So, like, if you have a way to get to, like, Cherubini into an established board or whatever, right? And, well, without the E-Telly, you E-Telly into Ogre and say your opponent has Appaloosa, sure. Go ahead and good luck with your Appaloosa, you know? Appaloosa is required to lose attack to negate. It cannot lose attack if it no longer has an attack value on the field. Right? So you Ogre at Appaloosa did. It's almost like an Appaloosa negate. Sure. You know, it's interesting. It hits a lot, actually. Like the Fateful Adventure. You can Ogre Cherubini. Sure, you get the dump. Cool. Or, I'm sorry. You get the dump. And I guess, like, you can dump, like, Graph or something, special Seer. Then what? You know, well, I mean, Seer would kind of auto die, and you could bring back Cherubini, but, you know, then what? You know, what else are you gonna do? So I do like Ogre a lot. It's very versatile, and that's honestly the only hand trap I have in the deck because it's the only hand trap I have room for. Moving on to the spells. You gotta play the 2 Fusion Destiny. The only card that got hit in this deck, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm almost positive next list, Torrent Scale's going to 1, just like an OCG. They're gonna kill this so they can make room for the new Pendulum stuff that's about to come out, or they're gonna ban Scythe, so that Pendulum players can actually play, right? But we're not gonna talk too much about Fusion Destiny, right? So, like, on the like flip side to not playing very many hand traps, you gotta play Forbidden Droplet. This card is way too free in this deck. It's unreal. Like, your hand's clogged with PK monsters and you have Droplet, and you're going second. They better literally have, like, Hot Red or whatever that card is, Abyss, to negate Droplets. Oh, but look at that. They can't even respond to it if you send monsters. So, like, they better have, like, the Cross Out or something, right? They better have, well, oh, wait, Imperial Order's banned too. Interesting. Anyway, so, yeah, this is probably going to resolve 98% of the time into an established board by, you know, I'm going to negate you, and then I'm going to set up my board. You know, hold this L real quick. Right? This card is way too strong. It's stupidly strong in this deck. I love it. I just have one word question for Konami. Why? This coming to 3 is just bonkers. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody's like, yay, Cosmo. No one's playing Cosmo. It's all literally PK, Virtual World. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure those are the only two decks that are playing this that I know of, that I can think of off the top of my head, because it's considering it is 11:30 at night. Yeah, E-Telly is absolutely wild. It's not once per turn, which is even crazier as to why Konami would let us have this at 3. But you know, at this point it's the same mentality as Alistair. If it's at 3, we're gonna play it at 3. You know, why not? Oh, don't mind the rare. We're working on getting a secret. Okay. But yeah, onto the rest of the Brave engine. Obviously, the 3 rights, a Fateful, and the Draco back. So when this thing gets ogred, it sucks. So then you just have a token sitting on the board. And there are some things that people are starting to play in the extra deck. We'll talk about it when we get there. But like this gets ogred. This is dead. And these are just token generators at that point, right? A token generators that turn off your normal summon effects. Kind of sucks. But yeah, this card is absolutely wild though. If you can actually get in your hand without this being ogred, right? You bring out a monster, normal or special, search this, and then on resolution, your opponent has the opportunity to do stuff. If they don't do anything, you can activate Fateful Adventure to search your Griffin, or if you open Griffin to search like a Enchantress for an extender, right? And then discard this. This card will trigger and come back out and equip to the token. So it's literally a free discard. I like it. I would never play more than 1. This, I want to play 2 so much just because the first one always gets ogred. No matter what, like always. It's just, I don't want to hard open it though. It's kind of, it's a very tough decision. But right now we're going to leave it at 1 and we'll go from there. Maybe we can play 2. Maybe we will bump it to 2. Who knows? But yeah, that's the Brave engine. Well, the rest of the Brave engine, I guess. And then the 2 1-ups, Rhoda and Called By. A lot of people are playing Foolish. I mean, Foolish is okay. Like, just another way to get to Enchantress. But, I mean, like, it's not really that needed. Like, game 1, I mean, who's main decking Nibiru? I mean, I guess for Sword Soul, but, I mean, aside from that, like, Striker, okay. I mean, you don't have an auto win against them anymore, which kind of sucks. But, I mean, they're going to hand trap you to death anyways. You're not even going to get to, like, Nibiru-worthy range, I guess, right? And then that's when you just sit on, like, a Fog Blade and Called By or something, or DPE Pass, stuff like that. But, I mean, like I said, Rhoda is access to your, well, really any PK in your deck, along with Junk Forward. This is just the one way to, ensure that things go your way. I mean, I was playing Cross Out for a little while instead of the the Burning Abyss main deck monsters like Seer and Graph. But it really kind of sucked because then it like clogged up my hand with hand traps, and like I would rather be able to play through interruptions than play a whole bunch of worthless cards to try to stop those interruptions and then not be able to really play. So I mean, I cut Cross Out. It hurts me a lot. I do like Cross Out in here in this deck, but well, in the PK deck, but just not in this version of the deck, right? You like in this version, you need to play a lot of extenders, or ways to turbo out Cherubini. I guess technically into Bardiche. But yeah, that's enough of my rant. For the traps, always true to 3 Fogblade. I see quite a bit of people making this into a Wings instead of this. I mean, yeah, Wings is okay because it has the same effect as Fogblade, like you can dump it off of whatever, and it's another revival card, but this definitely does come up too. Like, I don't think I would ever cut this or change this ratio at all. This most definitely does come up. If for whatever reason you open this and you have the token and they ogre your Fateful Adventure and like they Nibiru you or something or what have you, or they stop your plays and you're not able to get to Cherubini, like you can set this, activate this, link this into Link Spider and do some other stuff. And well, again, that's another thing we'll talk about in the extra deck, but El Mirage is a thing, you know, but I'm not sure how people do El Mirage with this and the token because they're both special. But yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But this is just, it's a free extender. I don't ever want to cut it. I might add wings in later, but I mean, as of right now, like it's not really needed because you have the 3 Fogblade and like the wings, I guess, like can come up as like turn 2, turn 3, or I mean, honestly, if your hand is just absolutely broken, it can come up in turn 1. But I mean, at that point, I would just rather have the extender just in case I do get like Nibiru'd or something, you know. But like aside from that, like I do like the deck a lot. It's a really fun deck to play. The main deck count is 43. I guess that's like a standard thing for PK because the other deck without the adventure stuff and with like tour guides and stuff, like you have a little bit more room for hand traps. But you know, like it still stayed at 43, so you didn't draw all your bricks, which is ironically pretty crazy. But moving on to the extra deck. So for the Link 4s, we did play the 1 Access and the 1 Appaloosa. Appaloosa does come up. I mean, it's kind of situational on like if it's good or not, this format. But you know, I still like to have it in here in case like it's a monster heavy like effects deck that I'm playing against. You know, I can just, you know, bring Appaloosa out, make Appaloosa just to have an additional like 3 monster negates or something to back up to 1 or 2 Fog Blades, whatever. This might honestly come out for something else. I'm not sure yet, but access code is access code. We don't need to cover that. For the Link 3s, Unicorn to help you step into access. Bardiche, you know, the literal heart and soul of PK, which is just incredible. But yeah, like they both kind of speak for themselves. This card is broken. Yeah. Like, if anything, if they want to kill PK outright, they can definitely ban this again. Bye. You know, PK is not really going to do anything without Bardiche, because Bardiche is the facilitator for a lot. The Link 2s, the 1 Cherubini. We do play 1 Masquerade. We'll come back and talk about that. Anaconda and Dagda, and, you know, we'll just put the Link one out here, too. Link Spider. All right, so... Cherubini is pretty self-explanatory. Anaconda is self-explanatory. Dagda is also self-explanatory. Link Spider, like I said, just a way to get to a second effect monster for Anaconda. All right, things you didn't need to know in case you didn't. Dagda does not require 2 effect monsters. Literally just two monsters with different names. That's all it requires. If you have 2 tokens, do not make Link Spider one of them. Please don't. Just link into Dagda. As long as they're different names. Let me put that out there. All right. So Masquerena, right? So this is one of the reasons I do play Appaloosa, and I mean Unicorn can come up. Not necessarily too much, but it can come up. So if I open Fusion Destiny, which is what is going to get sent off of this. If I open Scythe, which is going to get set by this, all 3 of these are Link 2s, right? So if I have Scythe, instead of making Dagda, I make Masquerena and Anaconda, right? So that way, like when I make DPE and Pass, right? during the main phase, like before, like once my opponent does something, I can link these two away into Appaloosa, so I have 2 monster negates, right? And then, well, I mean, it kind of is situational now, like, because you're more than likely going to get interrupted, right? But if you full board, uh, like full combo, and they don't interrupt you, and they don't have any answers for anything, I would honestly just, go into Anaconda, and I would leave this in the extra deck, just because, like, you run out of room, and you're literally using like 3 zones, because the 2 of them is taken up at a token and Griffin, right? So you have to play with 3 zones. So you really have to kind of gauge, what the best line of play is, which is awesome. I like it. But for Open Fusion Destiny, this is wholeheartedly going to be turned into an Appaloosa even before my turn is done. The only reason I wait for, my opponent's turn is because of Anaconda's effect. Can't special anything, which kind of sucks. And I wish I could shotgun this sooner, but you can't do anything with Masquerade until the main phase, which... So, you can either go Appaloosa, you can go Unicorn, right? And yeah, like you really, sky's the limit. I mean, honestly, you could even go Access Code if you wanted with this, but that'd be kind of dumb, because, I mean, regardless, they can't respond to Access Code anyway. So sure, like the main targets are Appaloosa and Unicorn for IP. This could be cut for like Almirage or something. If the situation does come up where, like, you have the Brave token, and you're able to normal summon like a Ghost Ogre or something, but you don't have any other way to an extender, you can do Link Spider and Almirage into Anaconda, and then like that way you have the 2 effect monsters, and you can just sit on DPE with like 1 or 2 Fog Blades or some ridiculousness in your hand. But it is a thought. There's a possibility this might change, but as of right now, I do like the Masquerena in here. Onto the XCs. Clearly, you got to play the 2 Breaksword. One Leviair. Some people are playing 2. You do want to play 2 in the Utopic Future build, which honestly I've never seen anyone play. I like this build way better. The Future build is just too, like, it's not needed because you have the Brave stuff, but like it can come up if you don't have like if your Brave engine gets stopped, it can come up to like where Future is going to have like the monster negate, but it's not really that great, considering like your Omni negate is so much better than just a simple monster negate. So I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go too in depth about Future. It is an option. I don't like that option. It's just weird and unnecessary to me. But this is a guide for you to use. But like if you want to play the Utopic Future build, you could honestly cut Appaloosa and Masquerena, 1 for an extra levy, Appaloosa for F0, and Downard for Future, right? But then you still got to play the Zeus, because the Zeus line is really, really broken. I'm happy this is getting an ulti. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the ulti or not. I'm kind of true to the secret. I want the Starlight eventually, but Starlight too damn expensive. So Secret Zeus it is. And Downer, it's nothing like a 4 material Zeus, make Breaksword, smack into, trigger Bardiche effect, pop something. Cool, you can sit on this, attack with these 2 if you can't game them, drop Downer Zeus on top, and then you got 4 material Zeus, which is awesome. Yeah, like, there's really no explanations for any of these, because like the last PK build we did, like it's literally almost the exact same extra deck. You know, like the Brave engine doesn't change anything in the extra deck. Well, I guess maybe like the one Levier comes up more, but I mean, aside from that, it's not really like that optimal. And then, you know, the problematic boss monster that everyone loves and hates. It's literally the way anyone is going to sum this up. Like this card is absurd. Let's be clear, Fusion Destiny is about to get banned eventually after they sell the ulti. Like, Fusion Destiny gone. Anaconda, next list, absolutely that shit's gone. Okay, let's get out there. Maybe Fusion Destiny can go back to 3 for a little bit, and then they can just yank it away. You know, sell the ulti, and then no, we're done selling the ulti. Banned, out of there. DPE's gone. You know, so I mean, Konami can do whatever they want. You know. Yeah, guys, that is the deck profile. I do hope you had enjoyed. I'm really sorry this is super loud. I'll try to keep the outro pretty short. Yeah, as always, you know, if you have any input or anything, please do let me know down in the comments. You know, while you're down there, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Help the algorithm push this up to the top so everybody can keep watching it. Or it can be shared to more people. While you're down there, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and turn on that notification bell so that way you can get more awesome deck profiles like this, pack openings. You know, I'm thinking about starting like a little discussion channel, or like where I get like a template of a deck and then we can kind of like build a deck together or something. I don't know, maybe that might even be like more of a like going live type thing, but I want to get to at least like 500 subscribers before we even think about going live. So, you know, smash that subscribe button, you know, to help us get to that 500. And on a more serious note, real quick, I do appreciate everyone checking out the Blue Eyes video. That blew my mind is how many views we got on that. Let's keep it going. Let's get this one to the same amount, if not more. And yeah, I've told you I was going to keep it short, but I really rambled. But yeah, guys, as always, you know, until next time, it's your move.